Kiron, we'll start our second part of this podcast. Obviously, the first part where we learn more about you, your experience of in different countries, and about ideas, how to just get on with your ideas. So this part we're gonna learn more about balancing multiple rules. So you see, as an international student moving from a different country, you have to do a lot of work. So, as example, in my case, so I strongly believe that there will be a lot of people who can relate to of doing multiple things at the same time. So obviously, so many people try to do it, and sometimes they become overwhelmed of doing so many things. But obviously, I've known you personally, and I've seen you staying calm and getting things done. And one of the reason and one of the key point of this talk, that how do you juggle between these multiple tasks, and you are doing it really effectively. So if you could share, how do you manage your time and energy so effectively?
I would say like everyone's got their own individual limit for what they can handle. I think mine's high because I'm like a high energy person. Like I like being busy.
Okay.
So I use Google Calendar. I find it to be the best calendar. I've tried Outlook and Apple Calendar.
Okay.
Maybe there's other calendars that I tried Motion. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I color code my calendar so that I can look at it easily, know like how much of my week is on one thing.
Yeah.
Kind of need to know what you're committed to, right?
Okay.
So I'm mostly committed to Nuffield in terms of hours per week.
Yeah.
And then mostly committed to my masters, probably in terms of my head.
Yeah.
But then like how many hours do I need to give to it to do it properly? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so within that, there's aspects of making the most efficient use of your time. So for example, you could easily sit a whole day at your computer with loads of tasks to do and spread those tasks over a whole day and be looking at your phone and so on. What I do is, if I have admin work to do, which obviously I do every day, I sit at my computer, and I got this off Andrew Huberman. Like, this is just like a very commonly known thing. I sit and do like one block of work uninterrupted. So I don't go to the toilet. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I play frequency music in my head. You know, the one that's meant to relax you. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Like the binaural beats or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, I put that on. I lock in. And no interruption for that whole 90 minutes. And also that's really tough for me. I'm very easily distracted. So you have to also focus on your environment. So I can't do work in my room. For example, I will lie in bed too easily. So I go to the British Library or I go to a coffee shop. Coffee shops are great for me. They just give me the vibe of wanting to do work. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone else is doing it as well. Or go to a shared working space. Shared working spaces are great. I used to use those when I was living back home. So yeah, environment matters a lot. So you really have to curate your environment to make you want to work. So for me as well, having a full cup of coffee helps. Do you know what I'm saying? And another thing is you have to do it. I couldn't do it at the end of 6 clients and then I've trained and then do it. I couldn't. Like, I like to do my work block very early in the day. It needs to be done before lunchtime. Do you know what I'm saying? So this has taken me a lot of practice to learn how do I work best. Do you know what I'm saying? And so you need to figure out how you work best. But once you've created that environment, you found what your environment is, you then sit down, do your work, 90 minutes, and try and get in the flow. What I do is I do warm-up tasks first. So I have multiple to-do lists that like filter into each other. So I have a projects list that's the big projects. Then those projects, they'll have like a to-do item that goes on the to-do list. And the to-do list is going to get actioned very quickly. And then I have like actions that don't need doing right now but need doing on a certain date. That goes on my Google Calendar. And so that's a separate to-do list. And then I have my emails. So all of my emails, my work email, my university email, they all get forwarded to my Gmail. So I have one email that I access. I clear all those emails. That inbox stays empty. Do you know what I'm saying? And I put them all in folders. And so everything in my inbox needs actioning. So that's in its way a bit of a to-do list as well. Do you get me? So I've got all these to-do lists. So I quickly
get them done.
Lock up my to-do list. Once the to-do list is clear, I can start working on projects. So if I'm only working on my to-do list, I'm in maintenance or like catching up mode.
Yeah.
If my to-do list is clear and I'm working on my projects, I'm on creating mode.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
And so that's how I manage my tasks. And then around that, obviously, I just need to find the right time to put them in. And so, for example, with the volunteering, I volunteer at like the charity I'm going to straight after this, actually, to feed the homeless. That's of an evening. Yeah. So evening tasks for me need to be less difficult. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I struggle to like get work done in the evening.
Yeah.
Or like that's the evening. Late at night, I actually find I'm sometimes quite inspired. Maybe you feel the same. I don't know. Like I hear that a lot. Like, you know, when you're like just about to go to bed and you've got ideas and you're like whatever. So yeah, that is how I'd say like I manage my time effectively.
Cool. So the next questions would be
another quick one.
Yeah.
There's like a thing that is really good is like actioning things instantly. So if you can do something straight away, do it then. I said it about the ideas as well. Yeah. Avoid loading things up on your to-do list if you can do them right now. Yeah. If it's like need to like email this person for this, just email them.
Email them.
It takes 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anything can be done right now, get it done right now.
Right now.
If it becomes a bit of a bigger task, organize it into those sections. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there is one question. I think you have already answered it, but if you have an answer to give us. So do you have any specific system, habits, or routine that keep you organized and motivated?
Yeah, so that's the organization, what I've talked about there, and the specific like regime is, and then keep you motivated is I follow like a thing off his name's Dr. K or Healthy Gamer GG on YouTube.
Okay.
He did a video about discipline is actually an emotion.
Okay.
And he talked about how like he's studied with this like yogic organization in India, and they have a belief that if you're not motivated or you're not disciplined, it's because you have too much doubt. And so the opposite of doubt is resolve.
Okay.
So resolve is a feeling. It's similar to motivation.
Yeah.
But it's a bit more intense than motivation.
Okay.
So resolve is like when you realize that all you need to, that when you said to me about you realized you have people, all you need to do is get the equipment.
Yeah.
You felt resolve. That's what resolve is. Do you understand? It's that like final stage of motivation. Do you get me? When you like, you're motivated to fuck and you're about to take action.
Yeah.
That's resolve. And so you can foster that. And this is literally straight from like Dr. K. Like this is not my own like thinking. I've just done that and it's worked.
Okay.
And so what you can do is you can pick a task to practice on a daily basis. Yeah. That's going to build your discipline. Do you know what I'm saying? Build your resolve. Yeah. So for me, I ran every day for a whole year, as you know. Okay. And that helped me stay disciplined because no matter what happens that day, one part of that day, I'm doing something I have to do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the YouTube video link somewhere in the caption so that everyone can find it.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I show it to all my clients.
Yeah, so we talked about how to stay organized, how to be motivated. We're going to talk about some sort of mindset and positivity. So obviously, not only me, but obviously our colleagues, obviously at Nuffield, we work. So they also know you because you have this positive vibe or attitude. And obviously, I believe that positivity has something to do with mindset. So where does your positive attitude come from? And how do you maintain it in such a busy schedule?
I think I'm inherently quite optimistic. So I think optimism is a key thing. So you have to be optimistic to want to do anything in life. You have to believe that, you know, things can be good. Yeah. So I'm optimistic, and I'll be honest, I don't know where that comes from. I think I've always had that. But then on top of that, mindset, I believe in accountability. And so like you have to have your back. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to look after yourself. You have to treat yourself well. And if you treat yourself well, you will treat others well because of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, that's, again, why I love fitness so much, because that's part of, like, treating yourself well, treating yourself like a human being. And, like, a lot of people want to treat themselves like a machine in today's day and age. You know how it is, bro. And so, I think as well, I reflect a lot. So I think a lot about who I am and what I want to put into the world.
Yeah.
And I want to be positive because whenever I have an experience with a positive person, it makes me feel good.
Okay,
I want to do that for other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I believe a lot in cultivating your own mindset, right? So no matter what is going on in your life, you can focus on your own headspace.
Yeah.
And if you practice that, and I would recommend reading into like mindfulness, meditation, stoicism, Buddhism, like practices like that, that are very much about the mind and being introspective. Like if you focus on that, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna find out that a lot of the thing is about just reframing.
Yeah.
It's positive reframing. The same thing can happen and two people look at it in totally different ways.
Different ways.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be like, for example, I won the lottery, say. I won £1 million. One person might be like, oh my God, I won £1 million. This is amazing. There's so many things I can do with £1 million. Another person might be like, I've won £1 million. No, so-and-so is going to want money off me. Oh, like, like they're going to want money off me and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can be negative or you can be positive. That's your choice. You really have to acknowledge that. And like, no matter what circumstances you're in, like you really all you have is that. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you acknowledge that, then you can always, no matter what's going on, think of something in a positive way. And the more you practice that, the more natural it becomes. So I don't realise what I'm doing sometimes when like somebody says to me, oh, you always see the positive side. I didn't even think like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because I've practiced it so much. Like,
it's become natural.
Exactly. Yeah. And only because it is more productive. Not like, that's the difference between toxic positivity and actual positivity, right? Toxic positivity is thinking that you must be positive. For me, I'm positive because I know it works to make me feel more fulfilled in life. So I'm positive for a purpose. And that comes back to purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're positive because you think you need to be positive, then you're going to get frustrated.
Of course.
If you're positive because that's leading to your purpose, you're going to feel fulfilled. Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course. I think that's really good point because when you're forcing it, it's
exactly.
It's like it's a bit annoying as well.
Exactly.
So that's
and
really
I think
good
as
point.
well, like it comes from the fact that I genuinely am quite fulfilled in life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have goals and aspirations, but also I know that you need to be grateful for what you've got right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like gratitude is a massive thing. So that's another one for mindset is practice gratitude on a daily basis. Like every day, think about what you're grateful for. Like never take anything for granted. If ever you think, oh, this is shit, I hate working here, think how lucky you are. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got a job or like reframe it. Gratitude, humility, like so being humble, so important. Because that's similar to gratitude. Like you think you deserve something, who are you to deserve anything? Do you know what I'm saying? No, you don't choose. The universe, God, whatever like your belief is, I believe God chooses. Do you know what I'm saying? Like so like accept that you're not in control. Do you know what I mean? Like stop trying to control everything. That's another big thing as well. Like like accept that like God will always have the choice and you have to kind of like respect that, and that's being humble. That's why I do volunteering. Do you know what I'm saying? To keep me humble. And then the other one, I believe a lot in like if you have like negative feelings towards somebody, you need to think actually why do I love that person? So anytime you meet someone and you don't like them, you need to think how can I love that person instead? And that way you're not holding on to negative feelings in there. Because you got to think about it. If someone's being negative, that's because they have negativity inside them to give out. And so that's their problem because they're living with negativity. Of course. And I think, you maybe have to cut this because I know I'm like badgering on a bit. But like, I think that sums it up. The reason I'm positive is because I have positivity inside me. Because I practice to be positive inside. Do you understand? Of course, 100%. And I let go of negativity and so on. I think that's the key thing.
Of course. Now these are really really good points, especially when you mentioned the being gratitude. Like sometimes you don't even realize the position you are in right now. You have dreamed about it 5 years back.
Exactly.
So it's really great. And being an international student, I can strongly relate to that because like it was a dream to come and study in the UK.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, now I'm already here. Sometimes I don't even realize this thing
You're
that
living
I'm
your
already
dream.
here.
Yeah,
I'm focused on more present problems, and sometimes really stressed, like, oh, what's happening?
Mhm.
But I forget that thing. Okay, this is something I have dreamed for.
Yes, yes.
So these are really
And
good points.
Key thing there, right, is like you can't force yourself to think that way. You shouldn't think about it like, oh, I should be grateful for this, but I'm not. Like, oh, you have to accept you can choose to be grateful, and the reason for that is because it's more productive to be grateful, not because you should or you have to be grateful. You don't have to be. You don't need to. And if you're not, you'll be more negative. And you will not have as much fulfillment, and that's fine. You'll still be alive or whatever. Or you can choose to be grateful because you want the benefit of being grateful. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's a choice. You have to accept that it's a choice. Do you know what I mean?
These were really insightful talk, to be honest.
Sorry, just quickly as well, like about that, and you understand because you said about you've experienced what you focus on the present moment, or like not so much present moment, but like focus on the things happening here and now, and you forget to be grateful. Another really powerful one, because like talking about like actual practical things, a lot of people talk about gratitude journaling, which can be great. What I find to be more powerful, take something that you're currently not grateful for, that you're pissed off about. Like, for example, like, say you're not allowed to work weekends anymore. You've got to do uni 9 to 5 and then come and work 6 to 10 every day, or you lose your job. And you'll be like, fuck, like, that is so shit, right? Of course, that's your initial reaction. Instead, not only can you accept that, if you can twist that into something to be grateful for, that is like the most powerful tool. You'll be laughing, bro. If you can switch around and be like, I'm so grateful that they did that, and now I get to, I don't know, get a quiet train home at 10:30 instead. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or something, do you know what I mean? Or how grateful am I that I get to see all these amazing people in the gym? Do you know? Or how, like, do you know what I'm saying? You've got to find a reason to be grateful for it. It's way more powerful to just look for things to be grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful for that I had a really good night's sleep. I'm grateful, like, like my friends have been so nice to me today. Cool, that's stuff that you're grateful for. Pick the shit that you don't like. Flip it. Then that's like so much more strong. Do you know what I'm saying?
More strong and effective as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. So obviously that's a lot of talk on mindset and positivity. So we're gonna move into